Alright guys, quick video today because my battery is like literally at 1% or something, so I want to get a quick video out there for you guys. Let's get it.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumed Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Because of the speed of this video is because I feel a bit rushed because I have low battery. But I still want to give you a video today, guys, okay? So basically, I want you to concentrate on what are your triggers, okay? And write them down. Write down the time that you have the trigger. What is the event? What is the date? Okay? And what is the time? And come and revisit them at a time where you have a clear mind, a level-headed mind, and look at them objectively, okay? And really start to understand the patterns, okay? The patterns that showed up in your life that activated that trigger. There's usually a storyline of how that trigger first got introduced in your life in some kind of sense. So for a man listening, you know, it might be something to do with not being able to earn enough money based on society standards, not feeling like you're man enough, okay, something like this. Or for a woman watching, not feeling like you're womanly enough, okay, for societal standards, or beautified enough, like in terms of the beauty standards, or whatever it is, right? There is a certain trigger. Let's take that as a theme, right? A thematic expression or a motif of your life that moves forward. So now when you observe the trigger point, let's say somebody says something that emasculates you as a man. You acknowledge it. You don't first of all react impulsively because that's what you're used to doing. Trying to protect that self-image, right? That reactivity is a protection mechanism. It's a defense mechanism, correct? So that's why you come in with aggressiveness. But that part of you that feels emasculated needs way more love, way more compassion than you're showing it right now, okay? You don't want to be like a drill sergeant, obviously, but you don't want to be such a shy little, kindergarten teacher or something like that to yourself either. You want to find a combination of both, where you can give yourself critical information to try and improve the self-image, you see? So once you understand that I am whole, I am complete, but I'm moving towards my wholeness still, okay? There's still fragmented ideas or concepts, right, that have split away from each other. Two different concepts usually for a core wound, okay? As I explained to a few of my patients and clients. Once you identify these trigger points, they're like different buttons that people can press. What you do is you get so aware of the feeling in your body when these triggers are activated. So you actually try re-triggering yourself. So let's say it's an emasculate. Try speaking to yourself and emasculating yourself. And notice, right, as a man, you would talk to yourself and you would see, oh, you little pussy, can't even do that. You're worthless, you're a weakling. You're just a little coward, bro. You're such a fucking sissy. And you notice what that does to you. Maybe it activates your throat. Maybe it activates your heart. Maybe it activates your lower back. You notice the tension. You feel through it. And you let it out. There's lots of release techniques. I can give you way more release techniques like this. Energetic release techniques. That get you to expel the emotion, banish the emotion, right? But first of all, you've got to acknowledge it and feel through it, because this is a part of you. Now notice the parts of you that gets activated. Maybe it's the throat because you want to say something but you stifle yourself. Maybe it's the heart because you've heard something similar like this before. Once you notice this, now you have power over the trigger. So now be aware in that space or that pocket before the triggering event starts to happen. So it's like right before you open the door, there is a sense of presence before you turn the knob, right? That's that effective awareness that you need to precede the trigger itself. So notice the storyline that is forming. Notice the feeling that it's indoctrinating inside of you. Eventually, you'll start to gain more of a receptivity, an openness, and an acceptance based on these triggers, and you can actually learn to heal them effectively, right? So I know that, okay, there's an issue with me being challenged as a man. Maybe that's a theme. Okay, let me keep this theme growing. Let me amplify it. Let me start leaning into this theme until I find a solution. And the solution is when it integrates, when you can accept that part of you that feels less like a man, you can give them a hug and go, bro, Of course you're a man, right? Of course you're a man. It's just work on being more active, or like you got this, right? And giving yourself that pep talk, that internal pep talk, which gets you back into your alignment, which is back into your flow state, right? So it's got to come down to alignment, really. When you're misaligned, you're doing things that you're not saying, or you're saying things but then you're not doing. The thoughts, words, and actions, there's a split. And when you can get real with yourself, when you can get super honest with yourself and face yourself at that core level, and you can go, you know what? It's okay that I'm not okay right now. Boom, right? These little moments, you're catching these little moments or these little cues where you can activate or reactivate the trigger, the trauma response. Oh, obviously don't be super harsh to yourself, right? You want to give yourself aftercare and compassion, because again, maybe these were younger parts of you that were taken. Like if you think of yourself in the past, you don't really think of yourself as a younger you, but that was a child you. So you got to understand that child needs more safety. That child needs more compassion. It doesn't need hate. It doesn't need for you to shame it, right? A lot of us, we shame our past identities. Like, look at that loser, right? I mean, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't get, and we create a resistance towards that self. Too much violence internally based on that past self. Oh, I killed my old self, bro. Right? Oh, the monkey mind. We always shame our mind. We always shame our bodies. So if you feel emasculated, you keep running the storyline through different ways, right? You'll go to the gym and you'll feel like, nah, I can't lift that heavy weight, man. But it's a mental block. You've got to notice it as a mental block, not a physical block, right? Maybe it might be a physical block, but it starts in the mind. It all starts in the mind. So once you can get really mentally aware that, okay, this person triggered this core wound or this trauma response in my body, the pain body, as Eckhart Tolle would call it, right? You become familiar of the pain body response you might give, and you just give yourself space. You meditate through that time. You meditate through your experiences, right? In a social interaction, maybe one of your triggers is you look at your phone constantly. Maybe the next time you feel that social threat or that social activation, you could say, you respond differently. You actually put your phone down. Or when you're going to grab for it, you're aware of it. Okay? These are very simple ways you catch the awareness. So to practice this today, I know my battery's running out, so I gotta head out. I'll find it. I think I left it in my other home. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Upward Spiral Gang.